Before I proceed with this video, I understand it might be a little bit too long for some of you. So if you could just scroll down and take a look at the description right now, you will see how I provided chapters. So for example, if you've seen all these skins and something just speaks to you that you simply just must look at it right now, well, just look at the description, it's all there. So, good day, Ruskin enjoyers. I hope you're doing right, because it's time to showcase the last Rustore for May 2025. Next week, it will be June Force Wipe. In theory, it will be the beginning of the summer, and we should be expecting a lot of people turning up, and a lot more people playing throughout the months. Kids are going to be, leaving school for a break, and yeah, cool. More people playing, more demand for skins, prices should start improving now. By default, you should understand this. It's going to be a great time to consider selling, but during the summer, or at least in the Western world where it's the summer, just saying, sorry, I understand you're from different places in the world. Basically, this is going to be like one of the best times to consider selling your skins, but it's usually around July and August where most skin prices will peak, and we're expecting a lot of skins to be peaking in price ever so nicely. So, alright, cool. So today's Rustore, I've got no complaints. Now, with it being the last Rustore of the month, we have seen the trend in which skin creators who have never had a skin accepted before, they've had their first ever skins to be accepted. We've seen some interesting collection continuations. Heat Seeker Summer continues with the Thompson. Now, that doesn't have as much transparency compared to the SAR and the MP5, but would that matter? Are people still going to buy tons of it? Well, we'll question that in a bit, don't you worry. But, yep, Black Alligator Tier 2 is accepted. We also have a very cool looking backpack right there. And we also have Coxar. So, cool. Alright then, let's now hop over to here. And let's discuss, out of all these skins, which ones are abnormal. And it's going to be super easy because all of them are abnormal, except the SAR. This is the only skin that is not abnormal, but everything else here, it's all abnormal. So, of course, when you click this and look at the page, you'll see a predetermined link is already provided. So, cool, understood. I'm sure you get it. Lovely stuff. So, all right, that was pretty quick then. Let's go ahead and go to micro522.com, which is linked in the description. And if you go to the accepted skin section, that's usually here to the right when you're on the main page, we can tell you right now that Thompson had so much support behind it. That had over 1,600 upvotes. That had an upvote to downvote ratio of over 3.25. It's 3.29 right there, as you can see. So, like, yeah, that score was 75. A lot of good, like, highly rated skins, usually per week, would probably only end up at, like, 60 to 65. That had 75. People are all over Heat Seeker Summer. They are craving more and more of this. At the very least, with all the other skins, all of it was in the positive, so, okay, cool. Nice to see. Hopefully you're not complaining. But it's a nice visual to see right there. So, over to here. The Rustore rotated almost 2 hours ago. The sales at the moment are looking reasonable, but the Rustore did rotate late. It happened at, 20 minutes past 11? Yep, that's in the UK. Normally it'd happen like 3 hours earlier, by default on average. So it was a bit of a later one. Not to worry, it's still looking like these skins are going to sell quite nicely. But that Thompson, ooh, that's going to be a funny one. Now again, just quickly comparing to the previous week, as you can see right here, it had 65,000 subscribers. What? I can't help but assume you might be seeing a lot of these in the Steam market at some point as time goes on, and the third-party sites. Ugh. So, yeah, okay, that happened, but again, loads of hype. So, overall, feel free to comment below. Out of all these skins, which one's your favourite, aside from the Thompson? I think a lot of people are just going to jump onto that. I don't want that being spammed in the comments. There's some very cool stuff, like, we've got the bamboo cage here, the transparency, that's looking a bit silly. We've got a backpack that was made in reference to the recent, Cocoknight armor. We've had, like, HAZMAT backpacks and whatnot, but, oh, okay, that's looking pretty cool. Now, in theory, if we're seeing stuff like that, we've had other, like, DLC packs. Would you like to see, like, a backpack being made for the Abyss pack, HAZMAT, Lumberjack and whatnot, Frontier? Feel free to comment below. Shall we get started now then? Shall we talk specifically about all these skins and discuss, are they look to be nice investments? And how good do they look? Heat Seeker Thompson. By default, I'm expecting some very good demand. But with what we're going to show you in a second, its transparency isn't that like much. It's nothing ridiculous. It's actually fairly tame, especially compared to what we've seen previously. Yes, but I can't help but assume it's still going to sell lots. Like, do not be surprised if that happens. I don't expect it to do 65,000 subscribers, but I cannot rule out the possibility. Overall, with the Heatseeker collection, I am hesitant in regards to what's going to happen next. Now, I should quickly point out, on YouTube, I did make the Heatseeker video here, talking about the skins, talking about what I'm expecting for it in the future, what I'm expecting for it during like the summer and whatnot. Go give this a good watch. There's plenty of chapters. We even saw the Thompson fairly early, so we showcased that off. Lo and behold, it gets accepted. Wow. If it was like on the workshop that early, does that mean I'm fully well aware of what the next Heatseeker weapon's going to be? Maybe I do. Maybe I do. It's a sap, and no, it doesn't have that much transparency. No. So, still another skin, though. It's nice to see. But with the success the skin creator has had, does it have to be weapons all the time? I was just talking about this with the chat earlier. How many of you have been asking for a sheet metal double door? Quite a lot, because again, compared to last year, we haven't had as many. Imagine if we got like a Heatseeker sheet metal double door, or a garage door and whatnot. Do you reckon that would sell just as much? Do you reckon people would actively like to see that? Or do you reckon the skin creator should focus weapon skins for now? And if so, what weapon skins? Feel free to comment below. So, okay, cool. We've talked about this already in regards to like my worries, my issues, but my level-headedness in terms of accepting that if the demand is good enough, strong enough, it will keep the price up still. So over to here, we have the MP5, and because I'm recording this quite late, more listings have appeared. In just 2 days worth of like purchases that could have happened, right? That's already got over 400 listings on the Steam market. With over a week of many different people being able to list theirs, this has just gone over 560. Now, it's still in the positive. The demand is still there. The transparency it has, nothing compares to it among all the other SARs, right? Same can be said about the MP5, but of course, with 65,000 subscribers, that could still lead to potentially like 100,000 purchases in general and circulation and whatnot. The skin creator must be very happy right now. You've got to be careful. The Thompson looks nice. Of course, it's part of this beloved collection. And, you know, we might be seeing the sap next, and that very likely give it a nice boost as well. But don't look at this and instantly assume, oh, I'm going to sell it for $12, like the SAR did. Well, it's not anymore now, is it? That SAR has a lot more listings, and the price definitely went down. Again, if you watch my YouTube video that I just pointed out, in that video I'm looking at it, it's $12. And then more listings started to appear, and I'm like, well, here it is, this is how it begins. And now we're starting to see people put down big quantities, and it's now becoming a bit of a problem. So, oh dear, everything that was expected to happen is already starting to happen. So be a little bit cautious. You could probably stick with doing a barter first. So, yep, that's something we'll have to consider. If you are aware of abnormals, that of course is a $3 skin. That is abnormal. We could see what the sales look like next Wednesday night, and then, you know, race to put the barters down. So again, here we go to YouTube, and Hedge will bring up the most recent video. That is the Rust Skin Abnormal Barters video for May 29, 2025. Last night we discussed how we're going to approach the MP5s. I still thought it was going to be fairly in demand, as I've basically already said, but with the amount that I've sold, it's still looking a bit iffy. So watch the first 5 minutes of this video, then skip ahead, go to the barters chapter. You'll essentially understand that abnormals are skins that become marketable before the roster even rotates, and with that time advantage that we have by getting those barters down, we'll look afterwards, look at the abnormal barters in terms of how many barters there are, how high the price goes, and looking at that, we'll be able to deduce whether the skin's actually going to do a good job in terms of retaining its value and whatnot. AKA, if there's tons of buy orders and it's quite high compared to the restore price, then yeah, that looks like it's going to be a skin that's going to retain its value quite nicely. At the end of the video, I talk about what I think are the best things to consider investing into, as in actively buying. Last night, I actually went ahead and bought 50 deep ruby kilts because it kind of felt like we very likely could be seeing more of it eventually as time goes on. That being tier 3 or perhaps some boots and gloves or some hoodie and pants. Just saying. But I didn't feel confident until I did the bilders. That's the point I'm trying to get across. Cool. Right then. So, another thing I should also point out, I've already got a video out showcasing the Thompson. I'm always putting out tons and tons of previews of many skins. I'll notice something that looks pretty interesting. I'll put it out here, and you should keep an eye out. I'm always showcasing cool stuff. You could have already seen that, and now you already know what it looks like, and now you already know that you want to buy it. I've also been putting them back on TikTok again. I had a bit of a drought. Kind of left it for about more than half a year. That Thompson video was seen by almost 40,000 people there. Yeah, people are aware that it isn't the most insane skin in terms of transparency, but still useful. So let's go game right now, do some comparisons, and perhaps you'll sit there and say you like it or not. So, yeah, lots of crocodiles, just the way it should be. And what we have right here, a very useful standout design. It still has that green sheen. Do you notice it? Yeah. So bright and colourful, super noticeable. But at night time, how's it look? Well, that stands out very nicely. I can see that aim sight perfectly fine. Can you? Well, comment below. So, alright, yeah. That's looking useful. I'm sure a lot of people appreciate that. But in terms of, is it super transparent? No. The panels on the sides are gone, and the actual aim sight has like a little bit of transparency. Is that as insane compared to the other skins? No, I was already pointing that out to you, and well, here we are. So, I shall also point out that we've already had very similar Thompsons before, but they were Twitch drops. So last year, here we have the, what was his name? Dylan Zito and It's Letargo. I have not pronounced that perfectly, and they should be very upset with me. Sorry about that. But yeah, as you can see, this also has the same amount of transparency, and this also has a very useful red aim sight. And of course, at night time, with it being ever so bright and white, well, that stands out super nicely as well. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have already got the skin, and you probably don't. You probably don't even feel the need to probably get the brand new Heatseeker Thompson. I'm just saying, you could easily potentially save quite a bit of money. You don't have to worry too much. Okay, fair enough. And then, earlier this year, we had the Winnie Thompson. So let's just move this. Do you remember the ever so nice and shiny golden Thompson that we got with the very useful red aim sight? And again, no panels on the sides there. That's it. That's all the transparency it gets, unfortunately, if you're going to be upset about that. Like, you see this like panel right in front of where the actual aim sight is? Removing that kind of like removes another like piece of this skin. I know it's UV maps. If you understand texturing with 3D models and whatnot, you'd understand the issues. But yeah, it just couldn't be done. So that one isn't as noticeable at night time, but of course the other two are. So yeah, point made. Cool. So over to here, it looks nice. It is the 4th skin of this collection, and there very likely could be even more after this. What weapon skin would you like to see being made next? Feel free to comment below. But now let's go ahead and showcase this on stage. Yeah, get a good look at that shine there. Well, that came out really green now. Look at that. Alright, well, nice and shiny. And then here we are. Whoa, that was a bit quick. Chill, Hedge, chill. Sorry about that, I got excited. So anyway, look at that. Perfectly fine continuation for this collection. So based on what I've already showcased to you, do you even feel the need to buy it? Again, if you just want to buy one for yourself and let the collection slowly grow with what you have, yeah, cool. But are you looking to consider buying maybe 10 or 20 or 30 or 50 or 100 of them? Maybe not as much. So we'll see how the sales are. If this ends up being a fairly, reasonable amount of sales, okay, that's cool. That'll be all right for it. But if it does like 30,000, I would question it. However, as time goes on, so as long as the collection remains in demand, I can't help but assume that the price will probably hold on quite nicely. But to really get the point across, we have had some ridiculous Thompsons in the past sell just a little bit too much. And as time went on, how did they turn out? let's go ahead and take a look at them. So in the past, we had a notable era called, well, I've referenced it as offline TV era. Late 2020, rolling into 2021, Offline TV, the big streaming group, they set up their own very special Rust server after some great success with a Minecraft server. And what eventually happened was all the biggest streamers on Twitch, they were all playing Rust. Was it proper Rust? If yet to be there, loads of people complaining for various different things. Anyway, during that period of time, we saw an insane amount of people watching Rust, playing Rust. The amount of skins that we saw being bought every week was also ridiculous. During that same period of time, all skins basically tripled in price. But, as I said, tons of skins were being bought, but after a while, the amount of people playing the game went back to normal, and just take a look at this. What we have right here is the Tempered Thompson with 83,000 subscribers. Yep, that's happened. We also have the Bombing Thompson here with 66,000 subscribers. Do you notice a bit of a problem? That's down by 55%, that's down by 50%. Now, if I could also give you some context, quite back in the past, and yeah, even as of 2020, we didn't really get that many Thompson skins being accepted. So as you look in, let's go up, scroll. Yeah, so like, we had 4 in 2019, 1 in 2017, 1 in 2015. Point made. So to see this cool-looking Bombing Thompson and this cool-looking Tempered Thompson come out, oh, people all over it. They were going nutty. And, of course, they sold, like, a lot. Like, literally 1 week later. So anyway. They did absolutely absurd sales, and as time has gone on, they have suffered because, of course, there's just far too many of them. I don't think we're going to be selling as much as these, but just to get the point across, quite a lot of these other Thompsons here have worked out very nicely. But that, that's a stark reminder that if we see sales that are too ridiculous, we could be in trouble. And considering that the MP5 has just done 65,000 subscribers, yes, we should be concerned. That might do a decent enough job of retaining its price as we go through the summer, with a lot of people playing the game. Shouldn't be too surprising. But after a while, once we've reached the dreaded autumn-fall seasonal dip, when a lot of kids go back to school and whatnot, when there's not as many people playing the game, unfortunately a lot of those skins will get thrown on the Steam market. Far too many people will be trying to sell rather than buy, and of course that leads to prices going down. That's where we tend to see a lot of skins reach a new low point for the year. Great time to buy. Terrible time to sell. So, Heatseeker Thompson, I think you'll sell quite nicely. I don't think you'll be selling as much as the MP5. I want to keep an eye out for you. I want to do the abnormal barders first for sure, alright? 100%. So, what's your opinions on that? Feel free to comment below. But now, I want to talk about this bamboo cage. I don't think we've seen anything this transparent, at least for a regular skin in a Rust store. I know we've had Twitch drops and whatnot. I remember the boxing ring one. Let me just go quickly look at that. Was it last year? There you go. Yeah, we got that. Yeah. So, and the Bellum one. Yep. Those were Twitch drops. This is not a Twitch drop. This is also Corey's first ever skin to be accepted. Congratulations to Corey. It's a $2.49 skin, and a lot of small boxes this year have gone down in price. And it's been a bit awkward, is what I'm saying. Fireflies is still holding up quite nicely. Well, I mean, it's cool. It is a green box. It doesn't glow. Could people appreciate it because of that? Good point. Shall we showcase it right now and make some considerations? Ladies and gentlemen, bear witness to a magic trick. I am floating in the sky. Well, by about half a foot, but yep, there you go. It has a transparent top. Is it going to be super beneficial and helpful to you? I don't think so, but it looks cool. And I think a lot of people will be buying it because it looks cool. And you know what the annoying thing is? You can't put it on a shelf anymore. Imagine if you could put that basket like design on the shelf. I mean, it'll look cool. I think a lot of role players would have really liked that, but nah, you can't do that anymore, so What a shame, what a shame. Anyway, so let's of course give this a good look at night time. With the light right next to it, is it even that reflective? No. No, it is not. And of course, in total pitch black darkness, I can confirm no glow whatsoever. Okay, cool. But should we put a bit of an effort in now? Stick it in the grass and see if it's super easy to notice? I think we could probably go ahead and do that. So Viva Varanui has a interesting detail. In the past, we did have that danger barricade with all the transparency. It was exploitable, and it was nerfed, and it was made solid. I'm not sure if you can utilize that to be a protective barrier for you. But I can sit here and say it does blend in very nicely with the foliage. Like, you're going to have to really put an effort into kind of get a look at it. But when you put one down, it kind of does disperse all the foliage. So, yeah. That might be a bit of a problem. But, as you can see over here, in a bit of shade, it's not that easy to notice. Why are there so many crocodiles? It's because I love them and I feed them and I keep care of all of them. So, yes, anyway. I think people would appreciate it. I think the goofy design for what we have over here, it's transparent, it's silly, and like I said, you could say, oh look, I'm selling in it. I'm David Blaine. It was my TV special and my millions of dollars, huh? Anyway, so, yep, looking pretty cool. $2.49 though. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to hold its value. If it glowed, it might have been interesting. And as Mr. Varanus has already said, can that be utilised in a way in which you can use it as like a barricade? See, out there, but people can't hurt you, because, again, it can protect from good, reasonable amount of bullets and whatnot. Feel free to go ahead and find that out. Oh yeah, congratulations, Corey. So I guess you'll probably do like a large box now. Why not consider a locker? That'd be cool. That'd be different. That'd be interesting. It might be pretty tedious, but I think that might be a pretty cool idea. So, regardless, it's looking alright, and if you like it, feel free to comment below. And by all means, if you like it, not every single skin has to be an investment. Buy it, use it, enjoy it, support the skin creators, keep them nice and motivated to keep wanting to put out nice creative designs in the future. Simple as. So, let's now hop out of here and talk about this a little bit more. So, could you incorporate this for peaks? Could it be utilised in a way in which, as I said, that extra bit of vision with that bit of protection? How many bullets does it take to destroy a small box? Feel free to comment below. I don't fully know at the moment. I've got to move on. So, I'd love to see how people utilise this and whatnot. It could turn out to be pretty useful, so cool. But $2.49, I'm questioning it a bit as an investment. But if more people catch on with how you could use it for peaks and whatnot, okay, cool. But it's abnormal. Don't need to worry about it now. We'll talk more about that Wednesday night. Let's move on. Black Alligator Tier 2. Okay, that's nice to see. So with both Tire Collection and Black Alligator Collection now, we are aware that we just need one final core piece each. Now, Tire does also have the boots and gloves. Viduka, the skin creator, he'll probably make some boots and gloves next. Yes, I know there are gloves there. Those are leather gloves. They were made ages ago. Quite a lot of people are like, oh, this is just Reptile Hunter. No. This has been a collection since 2016. Anyway, so I can confirm that the Black Alligator did get bought out today. That's now $3.50 almost, and this is pretty much the same. It was close to around $1 for both of them, but of course, with a collection continuation, new core pieces, well, it's going to have been bought out. Number 1. Is the Tier 2 going to sell as much as the Tier 3? I don't think so. If you can recall, this was accepted at the very beginning of the month, the May Force Wipe, when loads of people were playing, loads of people bought out tons and tons and tons of those skins. Do you remember? Oh, yes, you do. Yep. Oh, 54,000 subscribers. Look what happened. 36,000 subscribers. Look what happened. But anyway, it didn't sell a ridiculous amount, but it still sold quite a lot. Alright? Point made. So, I think we might end up with a problem where the Tier 2 will sell a bit less, and that could lead to the Tier 3 probably go down a price. So my suggestions right now would be, you might want to consider selling your Black Alligator while you can. But if we see like a hoodie and pants eventually, the boots and gloves, that would still spike in price again. It's up to you. Plus, you probably want the full set. Just saying. Anyway, kilt by default will be the most valuable piece. It's the only leg arm we have. Whereas, you know, we've got 2 different options for chest, 2 different options for your head. Cool. But this very likely is going to be the other black hat alternative. Every year we usually get like 2. Last year, Commander and Black Diamond. The year before that, what was it? Pirate and Legacy Kevlar. That's it. So, okay. Cool. $1.99, $1.99, $1.99. All 3 of them are abnormal. Don't need to rush into making a purchase right now. Could do the abnormal bars first. But I would not be surprised the slightest if this ends up selling less compared to the tier 3. That's not a problem for this though. That would be a problem for the tier 3 because if that's the one that's in the excess, you're probably going to see a lot more of them being listed on the Steam market compared to these, and yeah, that could lead to problems, is what I'm saying. So okay, fair enough. I'm optimistic for it, and it doesn't matter. So as long as we see new pieces being accepted, that will spike in price. Again, tier 3 is a great example because earlier today it really wasn't doing super great, but of course we did see the collection continuation. Yippee! Here's the goofy thing. Viduka posted all of these pieces 1 week at a time. No, he did not release all 3 at the same time. He released this 3 weeks ago, this 2 weeks ago, and this literally this past week. Yeah, that happened. Okay. Is he going to do the same with the hoodie and pants, the boots and gloves? I worry about that. We'll see. But doesn't matter. So as long as we see it in the future, it should be right. And it did take almost a month to see this appear. So, okay, cool. Shall we go in game now and give it a good look? I bask in the sun with my brethren. Yes. We are all scaly. We are all smelly. Why is that one on his side? What's he doing over there? Oh my, uh-oh. Well, okay, we got a little bit too nature programming. As you can see, you got like all the scales there. Oh, you actually quite literally rip off the leather of the... Oh, the poor thing. Oh, no. But yeah, as you can see, that's a perfectly fine looking design. Night time. It's kind of grey there. It's still mostly black. Not too ridiculously shiny. Okay, I mean, I like it. I think it looks, you know, alright. And again, doesn't matter. So as long as we see those collection continuations, it should be A-okay. Whoop. So what are your thoughts? Feel free to comment below. Do you like what you see? Are you a fan? And you know what? Should I go whip out the tier 3 of this as well? Okay. What's up, Hedge? Does the black from the tier 3 match up nicely with the black from the kilt? Huh. I'm not sure. It does look a bit different, doesn't it? It does look a bit different. I'm just hoping like hoodie and pants would be a lot more similar. It's got like the red outline. This also has like the red outline. Where's the red come from? Ooh. Actually, it might be from the crocodile leather itself. Oh, he's gone. Oh no. Oh dear. He's stuck. What a tragic life. Anyway. Okay. Is that super noticeable? Or am I just being silly? I don't know. I'm not intending to be silly. So, alright, quick look at night time. I don't think it'd be that much of a problem. I don't think that many people would notice. So, okay. Fair enough. Let's see if this gets the other acceptances, and let's see if it progresses nicely. Shall now move on and take a look at the next skin. But, what are you doing? What are you doing? Unbelievable. Anyway, I don't care about those sharp teeth. I care about these sharp teeth. Look at that smile. Look how happy he is. So, of course, this is the collection continuation for the Twisted Metal collection. You may recall we had a garage door and a furnace. I've already made a short video of this, but I don't think I actually got it uploaded. So I'll probably upload it now, but it'll be like, oh, do you reckon the skill will be accepted? But yeah, it's reflective, it's shiny, but it doesn't glow in the dark. So, as you can see, with the lights right next to it, it only makes that face look even happier. Look. It's a perfectly wonderful message that it evokes. We're friendly. Come visit. Anyway, as you can see, no glow. Is that a concern to you? Like, I feel like they could have done something really scary and had, like, very small but very noticeably glow-in-the-dark eyes in the very, like, pits of the eye holes. That would look cool. That's a consideration for mini skin creators this Halloween. But overall, for what it is, it's fine. I got no issue with that. Did that disappear? I'm going mad. I swear I'm going crazy. It's just, in regards to this design, by all means, if you want to buy it, buy it, treat yourself. I don't think it's going to hold up very nicely. Yeah, it's a collection continuation. Yeah, there's a collection of these deplorables, but it's just... Should we go ahead and take a look at the other skins and see how they're currently holding up, and that'll probably give us a good visual for what might happen. Go on then, let's go do that. Okay, so let's go over to here, and how's the garage door doing? How's the, Well, you're not that bad, actually. Even bigger face, even bigger smile. Did you have a bit of a buyout? That's kind of happened before today. Perhaps people could foresee the future, or perhaps people are like, you know what, I actually like the skin, I need it, I want it. That also doesn't glow in the dark. Sold for $2.49. It's just under $2. It could potentially rise up higher, but for quite a long time it has gone below its rush door price. Hasn't been super, super bad, but it hasn't been super, super great either. So, And in terms of, like, is this looking to be a very, perfect investment? Based on what I'm seeing with this, and of course the furnace as well, oh god, you're down by 56%. I'm not feeling very confident in that. And of course with the amount of sheet metal doors that we have in the game, and how the recent ones have performed, yeah, no, I lack the confidence with this skin to sit here and say if I think it's going to do alright. Aztec door's still doing reasonably okay, that's nice, but down 52, down 44, down 56, down 42, down 58, down 65, down 71, and down 58. Right, okay, that's not looking super great. No. I wouldn't be surprised if that drops off. I wouldn't be surprised if I could probably pick that up for at least, well, even less than half the price it sells for. Sorry, but yeah. It's also abnormal, by the way, so that might be useful, but yeah. Might be a lowball barter. That's what I'm going to probably go with. Alright then, well, should I now go ahead and showcase the next skin then? Coxar. So, recently, of course, we had the Cock AK-47. We thought, funny joke. Would that hold up? Would that actually retain value simply because of that straightforward joke? Evidently, no. It's gone down by half its price. So, yeah. The joke did not reliably hold it up. It's down by $1. Is that the worst I've ever seen for an AK-47? No. But it certainly didn't stay up close to the Ruster price or anything. It just went and nobody cared. And it's just one of those skins now that came and went. And, well, okay, hang on a minute. We've got a weapon collection potentially on the cards. Okay, maybe that could work out nicely. But we just had the Heat Seeker SAR. We just had Anime SAR last week, the Popstar one. And now we've got one that's basically referencing your cock, your cockerel, your rooster. I don't know if that's going to hold up as well as this and this. Personally, I think you're probably just better off with a buy order. But if you find it funny and you're like, yeah, I want to see more of this, I want to see some other cock weapons and whatnot, well, buy one. Support the skin creator and keep them nice and motivated. Keep want to put nice creative designs for the future. We've had an AK and a SAR so far. What about a double barrel or a pump shotgun? I like to pump my. So anyway, good job, Hedge. Well done. Shall we now showcase this in game? Let's hop to it. And here we are. I'll just whip out my cock, SAR, and it's looking very, very angry. Yes, giggle at that. Use for red aim sight. Should be fine. Certainly no transparency or anything. But, I get to sit here and say I love holding my cock, SAR. And it's pretty effective. Yes. Quick look at night time. I can confirm to you it stands out quite reasonably. Yes, my cock is quite bright at night. My cock SAR, that is. Yes. So, shall we go ahead and showcase it on stage for everybody to see? Let's go do just that. I sure do love flashing my cock in the lights here. Really helps it stand out. Right, let me just hold it up so I can showcase it. Alright, there you go. Oh, my hat was all nice and floppy. Funny that. So yes, that is one angry cock right there. Very, very angry. And that right there is a pretty cool looking skin. So, if you like it, by all means, go ahead, buy one for yourself. Appreciate it, love it, caress it, adore it. Show it some love every now and then if you can. This should have been like a Valentine skin or something. But yeah, what are your thoughts in regards to this skin? Do you like it? And do you think it could work out quite nicely? I'm not 100% convinced, but I sure do love expressing my joy of talking about playing with my cocksar. So, you know. Shall we now go ahead and show... What are you... What are you doing over there? Okay, let's just... Gentlemen, what are you staking? 1, 3, 5, 10, 20? Well, what do we have right here? It's the all or nothing large box. Collection continuation to the garage door that's accepted quite some time back. It is bright, it is colourful. What are your thoughts? Feel free to comment below. I can confirm to you though, at night time, with the light right next to it, it's not that reflective. You do have like the metallic parts like right there. It does shine it up quite nicely. But in terms of all the side panels here and whatnot, that's not like... You see how it looks as if lights are directly being shone at it? Well, if I just quickly turn this off, I can confirm it's all the skin. That is the glow-in-the-dark that we have in this design. It is super bright, super standout, and it isn't on all four... I was about to say 4 sides. 5 sides that you can see. I'm not sure about underneath. So, okay. That's pretty cool. That's pretty useful. I think a lot of people actually appreciate that. So, yeah. Are you impressed with the glow? It really does look as if, though, someone's literally sticking a light in front of that. Anyway, quick look at daytime again. What are your thoughts? Feel free to comment below. I think you'd probably appreciate that quite nicely. But we've had quite a decent amount of large box skins over the past couple of years or so. How have they fared? We might need to do a little quick comparison, won't we? So let's go back to SEM and to APP. So yes, just to point out, the garage door was accepted quite some time back, $2.49, but it did go all the way down to less than $1. Right now, it has perked up a bit, the price has improved, there has been some buyouts, but it's still basically half the price it sold for. So, okay, could we see like a proper collection being built up from this? I am aware the skin creators did produce like some rugs and whatnot. If I could also just quickly, yep, over to here. Where's that rug? There's a rug, sheet metal double door and whatnot. None of them accepted. Very odd, but face punch. So, okay then. It's nice to see some improvement. Perhaps Face Punch might consider accepting more from here now. We shall see. It's in your hands, PL3. But, again, large boxes. How many did we have accepted last year and the year before that? And what's our current progress this year in terms of prices and amount of acceptances? Well, first of all, I've got to bring this up. We have got quite a lot. And we've also got quite a lot of Twitch drops and special DLC skins and whatnot. Might notice that a lot of these skins are down in price. Down 57, but technically speaking, you were a Lunar New Year skin, a holiday skin, so okay, I'll push that aside. Ramen Large Box was hoping to see a collection continuation, but it didn't come. But however, very nice. Cute, like kitty cat design there and whatnot, that might do alright in the summer, we'll see. Death Metal down, Neon Honey down, Harbour Seal down, Whittle Bloom down. That's doing good because it's sold next to nothing. So, okay, point made. And then how many acceptances do we get in 2024? 22 in total. A lot of those are in the negative. Quite a few are in the positive, but that's it. Just a couple, basically. And the year before that, you got 1 in the positive, 2 in the positive, and then everything else is in the negative. Again, Twitch drops here and there and whatnot, so... Okay, that's not making me feel very optimistic. By all means, if you like it, might use it, enjoy it, support the skin creator, keep the nice motivated, keep want to put out nice creative designs in the future. But I think I'm probably better off with a buy order. Of course, Wednesday night, we'll look at it, we'll consider prices, and then, yeah, we'll approach it. Ready to put the bars down, look at the sales after, look at the listings, and of course, like the amount of bars it has and prices and whatnot afterwards, and then we'll consider actually buying it or not. Make sense? And also, keep an eye out, maybe we'll see another all or nothing skin being produced over the course of this weekend and being uploaded. Cool. So, okay, I'll probably stick with a buy order. I've made a mistake. I skipped a backpack. There it is. Oh no, sorry about that. But, hey, I didn't forget it in the video. Let's go talk about this. Cocoknight Backpack. It has sold a reasonable amount within the first couple hours. How much is it going to sell, though, by the end of the week? Well, next week. By default, Hedge does not trust backpacks. However, one thing he has to acknowledge is that a lot of the recent ones have actually worked out very nicely. Again, sheer lack of sales have helped these two out wonderfully. That's part of a very well-established collection. You're bright and pink and makes me feel happy inside. And then we have Legacy Kevlar, which to my surprise is doing quite good. Blackout's also doing very good. People probably just appreciate a good black backpack. Okay. Like I said, though, this is a nice themed design. As you would see over to here, you could wear the full Cocoknight armor with this. And yeah, alright. It does look pretty, it does look cool. But, is it always going to be super in demand? Initially, people probably really want to go grab it and use it with the Cocoknight armor just to get a good look at it. But after a while, is it even that special anymore? Probably not, no. Okay, it's abnormal, don't need to rush into buying it. Can do the barters first, of course, but I don't have a lot of faith in it, I'm afraid to say. I'm not 100% convinced. Backpacks and Hedge, we don't mix, we don't gel. But it does look cool. I will sit here and say that. So at the very least, should I go in game night right now and showcase it? I'm showing the crocodiles my cool looking backpack. Look, they're all staring at me in amazement. So yes, a very fun DIY design, all sewn together with some sort of string, it seems. Making great use of leaves, twigs, other bits and pieces and whatnot. So okay. It's a fun, cool looking design, but how about we actually go ahead and put on the full set of Cocoknight right now? And here we are. Get a good look at that. Does it blend in quite nicely? Seems to do a fairly reasonable job. Does it match up perfectly with the leaves there? Does it matter? Yeah, no, I think that's a perfectly fun, befitting design. Looks pretty sweet. Alright then. If you already own the Cocoknight armor, are you considering picking this up? Feel free to comment below. But I did have a suggestion earlier. Someone said, hey, could you go use this in the desert biome? Put on some desert raiders, see how it looks. Very well then, let's go see how that is. And here we are. Now, based on what people are saying, they wanted to see if it could contend nicely with the Nomad Backpack. Quite a lot of people happen to like that Nomad Backpack based on the fact that it's a nice light brown. Seems to work quite nicely with desert camouflage. But this right here, it does appear to be a little bit too dark, unfortunately. Now, if you stand in the shade and whatnot, perhaps it isn't too bad. So, sun, could you just disappear for a bit? Don't be, go on, shoot. So if I were to just kind of go back a bit now, in a bit of shade, still, even then, it seems to be a little bit dark, but I don't think it'll be instantly noticeable. But if you're moving around with that big, dark brown backpack, yeah, I think people would spot you then. So, yeah, right, fair enough. We gave it a try, and yeah, it might not be all that, but at least you can still use it with the Cocoknight armor and whatnot. If there are any other combinations you could think of, feel free to comment below. But yeah, I don't think that's pairing up nicely with this, so sorry to say, but yeah. Right then, so shall we now move on and talk about the next skin? Right, final two weapon skins. I'm just going to straight up sit here and say, I don't have that much faith in LR300 skins as investments. I don't have that much faith in Salvaged sword skins as investments. Both of these are very likely to be 60 cents to 80 cents. Let's explain. LR300, I don't think they get that much appreciation. Based on the prices of skins I see here, whilst one of them recently has been going up in price quite nicely based on the fact that we've got other weapon skins being accepted for that Popstar collection, all these other ones are down real bad. Down 65, down 59, down 25, down 51, down 60, down 53, down 54. So many of them down to around $1 as well. So many of them below $1. Yeah. If people aren't actively appreciating the skins previously, then yeah. So, okay then. Perhaps we could still showcase it, get a good look at it, but I feel like a 60 cent to 80 cent barter is going to be the right way to go about it. In terms of, well, that's probably the best we could do. Fight for super cheap, turn it into metal, sell the metal. Alright? So, point made. Now, Salvaged sword skins, as you can see over here, well, every single Salvaged sword since that pixel sword, that was in the positive. Then you got like this and this and this. So many Salvaged sword skins below $1. So many of them down by more than half their price. 96 cents, $1.44, 97 cents, $1, 93 cents, 92 cents, just barely over $1. Like, point made. And even the recent skins. The very recent Predator sword that was accepted at the very beginning of this month has already halved in price. They just don't get any love. So, yeah, unreliable, I'm afraid. Sorry to say. Could point out that Lakamu's this is their first ever skin to be accepted, so props to them. But, oh yeah, I don't have that much faith. I'm a little bit worried, so sorry about that. At the very least, let's showcase the skins and give them a good look. So, let's hop to it. Alright. So, get a good look at that fierce, ferocious design of this panther. Get a good look at that. Maybe just quickly shoot once. Give that a nice little reload. Scared the crocodiles. Night time. Get a good look at this. Can you see the panther? Yeah, only just about. Can you see the aim sight? I actually can. Actually, that's not too bad. How's it look during the day? Let's go ahead and find out. So, yeah. Useful red aim sight. Should be good for most of the environment. It's fine. Like, I've got no issue with the design. It looks perfectly fine. It's just potential investment. Sorry, no. Sorry. LR300s. And then we have the Salvaged sword, a nice jungle-themed skin. Of course, it's matching up to the ivy that we see on the climbable trees. Very interesting use of transparency. Awesome looking design. So, shall we go ahead now and showcase these weapon skins on the stage? Not very shiny, this one. Okay, well, I guess we'll live with that. Let's strike a pose and showcase that lovely looking panther design. He's on the hunt, he's prowling, he's looking for someone to munch on. Oh dear, oh dear. So yeah, do you like it? Feel free to comment below. Looking pretty cool. Right, shall I now showcase the sword? Alright, let's climb up this. Very cool look at transparency. Very interesting, neat design. Props to the skin creator, they did a very good job of it. And of course, quick look at daytime. Let's just move the sun around. There you go. Let's get a little bit of sun on that. Help those flowers grow. I'll be able to climb up higher then, wouldn't I? Hey. Yep. I think both the skins look very, very nice. It's just I don't trust other people. I don't trust other people. I can't help but assume that they'll just dump the skins and move on. And yeah. So if there's not enough people actively buying the skins, then the prices aren't going to go anywhere and there's no profits to be made. So, okay. Understood. Right. So, shall we hop out of here now and go back to the discussion? Talk about some things that we're aware of that are happening in the future? Well, let's hop to it. Okay. So, the next batch of Twitch drops. I can confirm the next ones will be the Spanish ones. It will be Bellum free, and as we can see, we have a collection list produced by TGG himself. So, say thank you when you see this for yourself. In fact, I'll link this in the description. But as of now, we can see 5 skins. I do believe there's going to be a lot more. I have already seen some people making videos showcasing the skins on YouTube. They've jumped the gun. There's actually supposed to be more than this. Alright? So, okay. We'll see how that rolls out. Because if you can remember, we got like Bellum branded skins in the past. Where are those? Yeah, got to wait a little bit longer. This is happening between, what is it, June 25 to July 2nd? Yep. So that's still quite a ways away. But of course, we can see some of these skins now. I've already shown off the Augusta Belt MP5 recently because we compared that with the Heatseeker MP5. Why don't we go again real quickly and see this brand new CAROLA AK-47? Because I've got to hand it to Mr. Sadist who made it for him. He did a fantastic job. Now in the past, Mr. CAROLA has had 2 other Twitch drops, the Viking themed skins, the Garage Door, and last year's Yomagenda like furnace. You remember it, I'm sure. Well, get a good look at this. Because that is awesome. You got like Odin there with 2 crows, the runic design and whatnot. Aim down, very useful with aim sight, lots of transparency there. Some of you might be asking, does it glow in the dark? Well, just to confirm, no, it does not. Can you still see it though? Yes, I can. I can see that very easily. That is awesome. You can even see like the 2 horns there. Is that horns? Wait, what? That doesn't make any sense, does it? Yeah, because he's wearing the Viking helmet. Oh, I see. All right then. So yeah, a very awesome looking like Old Norse design. And yeah, I think a lot of people appreciate that. So that's just one of many skins. I think it's got up to 17 is what I've heard. No confirmation yet. We'll see when they're all properly revealed. So by keeping an eye on that collection link, that's obviously going to be in the description now, you'll be aware of all the newer skins that have been submitted, and we'll see if they're all going to be Twitch drops and whatnot. Yeah, point made. Okay, cool. So, another Twitch drops event to look forward to. So let's hop out of here very quickly. Now, I'm sure many of you are very well aware, well, we talked about it last week, we know that there's going to be a collaboration between Warhammer and Rust. And in the recent Face Punch community post, well, there's more talk about what's going to happen. But quite literally, it looks like we'll be getting a brand new special HAZMAT like DLC pack in reference to the Death Corps of Krieg. We talked about this last time. That felt like an inevitability. Well, look at it. That looks awesome. But I guess we're going to get like the cool looking like weapon. Maybe that would be like a special SKS or I don't know, a SAR. Maybe it's an AK. I don't know. But I'm sure we're going to get some sort of special, very unique looking AK-47 design. What's that? A mace? Do we have like a one-handed weapon that could be incorporated into? Don't fully know. But yeah, that appears to be the intended design. And I think it's just that. Perhaps we'll see other collab DLC skins and whatnot. But I don't think it's just the HAZMAT. I think there will be a few more things. We'll see what the price is and whatnot, but they haven't fully revealed what it is yet. I'm sure we'll get like a special like trailer video or something. I don't expect it for June. I think that might be happening a couple months' time. We'll see. So, okay, that's cool. Another DLC pack to look forward to. Now, I alluded to this at the very beginning, but yes, we're about to finish this month. We're about to have the June Force Wipe, which of course is going to be next week. Now, throughout this month, the average player count has been pretty good, and whilst it's better compared to April, I was kind of expecting a bit more. Maybe I had too high expectations. But June, July, August, I really am expecting a bigger, like, noticeable climb in player count and whatnot. Last year, 82,000 for May. The next month, 15,000 extra people were there. What? Yep, that happened. So, okay, cool. I'd like to see that happen again. But, fingers crossed it does work out quite nicely. You cannot assume and just think everything is a guarantee. Not everything works out perfectly in life. As you get older, you realise that. So, okay, fair enough. We'll see how that progresses and we'll see how it is. Now, commits. We're not expecting a big fat update. Just a lot of smaller scale things, some small tweaks, some changes, some balancing and bits and bobs and whatnot. So, of course, we also might be seeing the brand new wallpaper for floors and ceilings. That very likely will probably be out by next week. Okay, cool. That's something to look forward to, I guess. And on the horizon, we're expecting a much bigger update. That is to be the naval update. Not sure when that gets released. Maybe towards the end of this year. We shall see. But floating city monument and boat building. Yes, being able to build your own boat. I am worried for the things people are going to try and build. So, yeah, very interesting things constantly being brought up. You've got to keep an eye on the commits, which, of course, is linked in the description. So, with that all said and done, that's nice. Now, I probably should bring up another thing. CS2 Major Austin 2015. I might have missed a thing there, yeah. Not sure if this is going to have a massive impact on Rust, but Counter-Strike 2 is about to have another major. The Austin Major with some bordered stickers. Not borderless, bordered, so that actually might help them out quite nicely. But yeah, I don't think it will affect it that much. Keep an eye on this at the very least. Keep an eye on it, alright? So, cool. Right, anything else elsewhere? Well, let's just quickly hop over to here. If you want to stay up to date with all the new skins that have been submitted to the workshop, I would recommend you keep an eye out for my Rust Workshop Skin Checks video for May 27, 2025. And of course, there will be another one next week, of course, and whatnot. But yeah, all collection continuations are chaptered, as you can see right there. And how many skins do we have accepted today that were early picks? Let me just quickly confirm. I can confirm early pick, typical pick, early pick, late pick. That is an early pick, typical pick. Well, actually, that one's technically early, I guess. That's an early pick. That's an early pick. Typical. There's a lot of early picks. You would have seen a lot of those skins already if you actually watched the video, or at the very least looked at my collection list and whatnot. So, okay, cool. Thank you for pointing that out, Hedge. It's all good. So, yep, that's nice. And over to here, yep, abnormals were yesterday. If you really don't understand what abnormals are, consider watching the first 5 minutes of this and skip ahead to the biodas, like I said earlier. It really will help you out. It will definitely open up your eyes and whatnot. Cool. So, that is essentially everything. But one thing I alluded to earlier, the small boxes. Someone did mention earlier that you can actually utilise it in what we theorised. So, shall we go ahead and give it a good look? Okay, so give this a good look. It's just a mock-up design. I'm sure you could do a much better job in utilising this. But yeah, transparency is helpful. You can have some nice little peaks here. Quick recovery, but still keep an eye out for who's out there and whatnot. And just to remind you, these are not actually transparent. So, of course, yeah, it's blocking everything. But for 100 wood each, it does a decent job of blocking quite a lot of bullets. So if I just keep shooting... Well, there you go. Almost a full round there. Almost. But it does appear to work out quite nicely. And again, boop, boop. Again, I also expect that you'd do a much better job. So if I could just quickly, there he is, peek around. Oh, now maybe don't wear a hat like that, but you get the point. So, oh. Quick load. There you go. And so yeah, that's pretty funny. What better way could you use that? Write down below, comment below, blah blah blah. You get the idea. And that's it. That's me. The introduction of the jungle update and whatnot. A brand new biome. Has it still impressed you? And are you looking forward to all the brand new kids that are going to jump into here for the first time in a very long time? Fast animals, slow children. Right, but yeah, you're going to get a lot of screaming kids being attacked by tigers and panthers. It's inevitable. Right, so that is essentially everything. Everything that needed to be said. So, thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. And let's look forward to next week. Let's look forward to the June Force Wipe. Catch you later. See you, goodbye.